I don't really know what to say. I mean, I actually had to criticize the Prime Minister for actually saying it was thuggery instead of actually highlighting that this is racism and Islamophobia. The problem is the choice of words, the language used. It encourages these people into continuing. If you're not told this is murder and you're told, oh, well, this is the taking of a life or something that is gentle, you will actually think, oh, well, it's not as bad. It is bad. It is illegal. It has to be stopped. So the choice of words that we use, and then there were other people that are, again, in the violence against women and girls sector that went up and they were comparing a sentence with one black man and a young white lad who had been part of the torching of a hotel. And they were like, why was he given a harsh sentence and this one wasn't? Again, it's race baiting. And it's disgusting. And I don't know why people do this, you know. It's race baiting, but we must learn to deal with the matters at hand. Yes, there's violence against women and girls. Yes, there's issues. But right now there's the racism and it needs to be stopped. And we have to stop piling, oh, the what about this, what about the whataboutism, and, you know, writing it off with nonsense and invalidating black and brown people's experiences with nonsense. It absolutely makes me mad because it won't stop the racism. Racism won't stop. And to be quite honest, I feel like we had to kind of nudge, you know, the community leaders to say something. They were kind of quiet for a while.
It's like they wanted to see what is going to happen.
Yeah, and you shouldn't do that. You need to jump in and smooth things over and reassure people that everything's going to be. You should never be nudged into making, you know, black and brown people and people from diverse communities feel comfortable. We are part of the community. You have to come out and reassure us that things are going to be okay, that, you know.
I've seen videos where, as they're saying, black people, Muslims, and the brown people. They're saying, "Kuti, they are coming here to take our jobs." You know, that's the main cry. Riot yachona. Kuti, aiwa murukuya kuno kumutora mabasa edu. How do you perceive that?
Listen, at the end of the day, most people that are coming here, I'll give an example on COS. They work for 5 years. And they do not claim any taxes. So tell me where those taxes are going. The taxes are bolstering the economy. The taxes are what people that are not working, the ones that are crying for jobs, and yet they don't want to go to work. Those taxes are the ones that they receive as universal credit, as this and that. So most of it, again, is misinformation by their racist leaders. If you tell somebody something that they're in a situation and you brainwash them into believing that is true, it's not true. Most of them, if you sit them down and you point out that these people that are actually coming, immigrants, we don't claim taxes for years. They can't access those taxes for years. There's something called no recourse to public funding, which is what impacts people that come in here on work permits and on these COSs. So tell me, where are those, and yet they're still being taxed heavily too. So where are the taxes going? Who's accessing them?
So we do have a listener right here who's listening from London. And he said that those who have been a part of these riots have been condemned, and most of them have been sent to prison.
Yes, that is true.
Okay. No, it's good intel. It's good to know, the government has finally taken a stand when it comes to Zema riots. So how do you think individuals can work towards combating racism, promoting understanding, and most importantly, acceptance?
Listen, if everybody just accepts everyone as they are and respects them, it's also about respect. Trying to respect other people's cultures, trying to respect other people's religions, trying not to tarnish everybody with the same brush. They are, good and bad people in every community, in every race. Yeah. And again, like I pointed out, there are white people that have murdered black people, that have murdered Asian people. But at no point have you ever seen any riots emanating from diverse communities to challenge that. So this I felt was a bit uncalled for, a bit, not even a bit, extremely racist and extremely uncalled for. And there's a lot of people that have a lot to answer for pertaining to, inciting hatred. And I feel like our leaders need to stop the rhetoric of always trying to blame everything on immigrants, trying to blame everything on people from diverse communities. So that's my answer to that.
Okay, so we understand, we understand that your organization, Project Salama, helps those who are affected by domestic violence, abuse. But have you also been a part of helping those who have been affected in Nema riots?
Yes, we have. And the sad thing about it is most of the people that we're supporting have actually been affected by abuse as well. So now then there comes the fear intertwined into that of, I'm now scared to even go down to the shop because I don't know who's going to pull off my hijab. I don't know who's going to attack me for being black or for being brown or for, coming from diverse communities, from ethnically diverse communities. So we have tried to support because we also sit on the anti-racism board and we also sit on a few police boards. So we've been supporting people and we've just been telling them that, we have to get on with living our lives. We didn't stop. We had the Afrofest event that was hosted by Thatcham Town Council, Villa Food Group, and Community United, held on Saturday. We still went ahead with it. We're still going ahead with doing everything that we've already planned to do. Although at the beginning, most of our clients were quite worried, but we've reassured them that, listen, we have to continue living. We can't let, hatred, we can't let racism stop us. We can't let racists stop us. So we are trying to support them as best as we can. And we do have people as well. We also have other organizations that we interlink with, for example, Mind and other organizations that can help people that have been triggered and impacted. Their mental health has been impacted by all of this. We did, send a few of our survivors to them to sort of support them.
All right. No, that's good. Well done to Project Salama and all those organizations who are actually helping immigrants, and different people who are being affected by the riot. And well done to you.
Thank you.
So let's briefly just talk about how you think racism affects not only an individual directly, but also the broader community and society.
I think I understood apartheid before I came to England and how it impacted us. But I never understood racism and institutional racism until I came to England and started to recognize that there's also something called micro and macro aggressions. A person can actually smile at you, but they will not allow you the same, advantages, the same things that they would give to a white person. I think I've spoken about this before, that even with Project Salama, sometimes for me to enter in some circles, it is harder for me because I'm a black woman. So institutional racism is always going to be there. The microaggressions and the macroaggressions are always going to be there. We do try very hard. The prejudice is always going to be there. The unconscious bias is always going to be there, which is sad. But we are trying, by all means, to sort of educate people more, to make sure that there's training on these things a lot more. And there's some phenomenal women, especially in the violence against women and girls sector, that do offer this training to help people to understand that if you look at Jackie and you already something in yourself is shut down, but if there's a counterpart in the same position as her that is white and you're open to them, that is unconscious bias. Yes. So, and we get it all the time. We get it. Even we get it when we're trying to advocate for survivors who are black and brown. because we advocate for everybody. But sometimes I find it easier again when I'm advocating for a white person than when I'm trying to advocate for a black or brown person or a Muslim person. It is so much harder, and you can be sent around the houses. But if it's a white person, they sit up, they already want to listen, they already want to find ways to help. It is something that I have witnessed and I've experienced.
Wow.
And sadly, it is alive. Racism, unconscious bias, institutional racism, you name it. It's alive and well in England. And we hope that by educating people, things will change eventually. Obviously, it's going to change overnight, but we just hope that, it will change. You just have to even look sometimes at some of the reports. I think NMC, it's just got a report of being toxic and racist.
All right, so Jackie, as we come...
Midwifery Council. So,
So as we come to the closing of the show, what is the future looking like, especially for different races and immigrants, rather, in the UK?
What I've also seen is most people do not condone it. We have quite a lot of allies within the community. We have some amazing, women from white British backgrounds who are beautiful allies that stand up for people like you and me and speak out against racism. So it is an amazing thing to see. And I feel quite positive based on what I've seen within the community, where women, other men, white women, white men stand up and say, no, this is unacceptable. That is the allyship that we need, where people actually use the privilege to stand up for those who are underprivileged. So I feel like with what we saw, even with the peaceful riots that we saw in London, where communities came together to stand against racism, it was just an amazing sight to see. So I feel very positive and very, very hopeful based on that.
True that. All the same, thank you so much, Jackie, for being with us on Diaspora Connect today. Thank you for the update. At least we know that most people, most of the immigrants, most of different races in the UK are at least safe,
Yes.
That gives us a sense of, a sense of comfort.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Have yourself a lovely day.
And you. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, so that was Jackie. She is the founder of Project Salama in the UK. And today we're going to update on what's really transpiring in the UK. And yes, ango ne munaka agango baya wanu angaenda ku Taylor Swift concert and wabaya kudaro zvakutozi aiwa anaenga bude mnyika medu mabhoyi ma-indian ma-islamu wese akasiyana-siyana ma-races akasiyana-siyana nzaiwa budai munyika medu because makauya panapa unotorera mabasa. And yeah, it's been really chaotic